Well then, not gonna lie, I did not see this coming. I'm not surprised Washington made this decision. I'm surprised they made this decision now. Yesterday, after the loss, I sat back and said, Washington needs to move on from Dwayne Haskins. That game against the Panthers was poor. He showed you nothing, okay? You saw he didn't have any pocket awareness. You saw his decision making was terrible. You saw his ability to read the defense was poor. He did nothing out there impressive. There was nothing you could work with from that game. And after seeing all that and just seeing everything that he's brought to the table since he's been in Washington, and seeing some of the questionable decisions he's made in the last couple of weeks, especially going to the club, what was it, a couple days after a loss, a crucial loss. When you're trying to make the playoffs, you go out there, you lose to Seattle, and you yourself, Haskins, you played extremely poorly in that game. For you to sit back and decide to go to the club and not even really be aware of the situation while your team's fighting for the playoffs, you're just going to the club and ignoring this. Yeah, it's as clear as day. It's as clear as day. Something needed to change. I expected this to happen. I'm not going to lie, but I didn't expect it this soon. I thought they were going to wait till the end of the season. Then they were going to assess this man and then come to the decision that we're not sure we can move forward with this guy. We don't have any more faith in him. It's best to let him move on. Release him and we'll move on. That's what I thought was going to happen. But nah, Washington, they were really done with this guy. They had no faith, no confidence left in him. They did not see him bring any level of success to this team moving forward. So they got rid of him. Dwayne Haskins has been released by Washington today. He's gone. Now, Dwayne Haskins, all I can say to you, my friend, is I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck moving forward. You are a talented young man, which is obvious because anybody that makes it to the NFL level has to have talent. You don't make it up to this level if you're not talented as a player. So you clearly have talent, but you're lacking in a lot of things, man. Of course, your game needs work and you need to develop. That's not the issue. You're a young quarterback. It's going to take time. I have no doubt that if you actually put some focus and seriousness in your game and improving, you can develop. The problem is you don't bring anything to the table in terms of intangibles. You're not a leader. You're not a leader. And we really have to question your competitiveness, because how do you make that, as well as your decision making just in general, because how do you go out there, perform the way you do, and then feel after in a loss when your team's fighting for the playoffs, and then proceed to think, okay, it's cool if I go to the strip club, party with some strippers, it's all good. Nah, franchise can't work with that. Right now, this man is teetering on Jamarcus Russell territory. All this talent, but he doesn't seem to want to put in the work to really be a good quarterback. He spent all the offseason making sure he got fit so he looks the part of a quarterback, but he's not playing like a quarterback. Just because you look like a quarterback does not mean you can play like that, doesn't mean you can read defenses, doesn't mean you can run an offense well. Being in the quarterback position is a very complicated thing. It's more than just looking like a quarterback. And Dwayne Haskins, he's got work to do. So I wish him the best of luck. I hope he ends up on a team with a good coach that has the patience and guidance to help this young man see the way he's acting and guide him to the right way. Because he still has talent. If you get him with the right coach that can fix his mentality, take away that ego he has, and get him more engaged and focused in trying to be a successful quarterback and develop, then I think Dwayne Haskins can definitely have success in the NFL. I've heard a couple of people say Mike Tomlin might be able to take on that job. You know, he's definitely dealt with some troublesome players himself, or players that, you know, they have talent, but sometimes they tend to be wilding for no reason. And I feel like if you get him with Tomlin, maybe he can be able to fix Dwayne Haskins. Maybe he can get him more focused. Maybe he can get him more engaged. I don't know. But one thing for sure, the young man has talent. And if you get him the right coach that can develop him and change his mindset to be more focused, Dwayne Haskins can be a successful quarterback. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen here in Washington. His time is done. the franchise, they knew they couldn't move forward with this young man. And it sucks to say because I had a lot of high hopes for this guy. Shout out to my man, Ewell. He knows he's also a Washington fan. And even though he knows me as a Ravens fan because I am that, he knows that I've been repping this team since like 04, 05 because I grew up watching both the Ravens and Washington. And I just chose to become a Ravens fan because I ended up getting a jersey from the Ravens. It could have easily been different. I could have been a Washington fan if my first ever jersey was a Washington jersey. If I would have got a Sean Taylor jersey, this is a different conversation. But yeah, even though I rep the Ravens, I've been still watching every single Washington game since like 2004. So I've gone through the pain. And I've seen a lot of quarterbacks come in and out. And I dealt with the whole RG3 situation and how we had high hopes only for it to crash down. And I dealt with the frustration of Kirk Cousins, which ironically, as frustrated as we were with Kirk Cousins has been the best franchise quarterback we've had in the last 20 plus years. Since Theismann, actually. That's sad. But yeah, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks coming in and out of this franchise. And I really had high hopes for Dwayne Haskins. I really did. Because the man had a lot of talent. And I just felt that this could be the guy. And I rooted for him. And I gave him a lot of support. But at the end of the day, he hasn't shown me, he hasn't shown the fan base, he hasn't shown the team or the coaches anything they can work with. It was time for him to go. And you know what? One person a lot of people owe a huge apology to is Ron Rivera, because he saw this from the very beginning. He took one look at Dwayne Haskins' film. He looked at his game and said, I don't think I can work with this. I don't think this young man really has that it factor. I'm not sure I can work with this. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like he doesn't have his biases. I'm sure he has some biases against Dwayne Haskins. But even with that, if Dwayne Haskins showed that it factor, I think Ron Rivera would swallow his pride and say, yeah, play him. But there's a clear reason why this man has been benched for every quarterback on the team. Clear reason why. He's not showing anything on the film. There's nothing that pops out in his game. And there's no intangibles that he's shown that makes you believe in him. If he was playing bad, but he had leadership skills, you can work with that, okay? If the team rallied behind him, you can work with that. If he has a competitive fire, you can work with that. He hasn't shown any of that, and that's a problem. Intangibles really mean something for a young quarterback, because when your game is not there, if you show you can be a leader and galvanize this team, then all we can do as a coach is be like, okay, we know he has the mindset. We know he has that competitive fire. We know he has those leadership skills. All we need to do is focus on developing this young man's game. If Dwayne Haskins would have been more focused, if Dwayne Haskins would have been more of a leader, if Dwayne Haskins, not even a vocal leader, but just leading by example, if Dwayne Haskins would have shown more competitive fire, this wouldn't be a situation we would be having right now. Because Ron Rivera, whether he liked the man or not, he would have to be like, okay, he has something I could work with. Now it's time to develop his game. Whether it takes us 2-3 years, it don't matter. He showed us something. Unfortunately, Haskins did not show the franchise anything. So they got to move forward. Now, I don't know what Washington's going to do moving forward in terms of this situation, but they're going to have to figure something out, man. They're going to have to figure something out. Because, you make the playoffs, but at what cost? Alex Smith is not a long-term solution. And is this guy Heineke a long-term solution either? What are you going to do in terms of the quarterback position next year? Maybe you go out and get another young quarterback. I don't know. It's tough. It's very tough. It's really tough to see this young man go, because I had so much faith. I'm not gonna say I had complete faith, but I had a lot of faith for this young man. I had a lot of confidence in him, and I actually believed that he could be the guy for us. I know it's gonna take some time, but as long as he showed he could be a competitor, as long as he showed that he had the fire, the will to want to compete, as long as he could show some level of leadership skills, I'd have been completely fine taking 2-3 years of him developing. But he's shown you nothing. He's shown you nothing you can work with. And if a coach can't work with anything with this young guy, there's nothing he can do. If the coaches cannot work with the quarterback, if there's nothing there for them to build a foundation with, what can they do? Nothing. So this was bound to happen. With that being said, Haskins, I wish you the best of luck, man. Hopefully, you find a coach that can set you straight, help lower your ego, get you more focused, get you that competitive fire you need, and helps you develop your game. Because you still have talent, and I don't want it to be wasted. As for Washington, we'll have to figure out this situation moving forward in terms of the quarterback situation. I don't know what y'all gonna do moving forward, but like they're gonna have to figure it out. It is what it is. With that being said, that's all I got, man. Can't believe this happened while I'm at work. I'm out of here, man. Peace.